So you'll start the session off by setting yourself up in a 90-90 position, and then from here you're going to do an eccentric lowering in 3 positions. So you'll go outside the lead leg, and then feed yourself up to the top, right down the middle, nice and slowly, feed yourself up to the top, and then from here you're just going to pulse on the medial part of your body line. And then you'll repeat those 3 movements 3 times, and then change over and do exactly the same on the other side. So transition yourself over to the other side and then do the same again. So nice and controlled, lower yourself down the outside of that lead leg, help yourself up to the top, lower yourself right down the middle, help yourself up to the top, and then from there nice and tall, just pulsing down the midline of your body, sort of towards that rear leg. Okay, and then repeat that another 2 times, so it's 3 reps in each direction. Okay, so staying in your 90-90 position, you're just going to support yourself and you're going to transition from left to right for 8 reps. So nice and controlled, try and get your knees to touch the floor around the same time and end up in that 90-degree position on both sides. So 8 reps going from left to right. So again, still staying in that 90-90, you're now going to put your hands out in front of you and you're going to try and actively use the rear leg to make the movement happen. So from here, you're going to open up the rear leg, stay as tall as you can and actively pull yourself from left to right. So it'll be another 8 reps going from left to right, and throughout just stay as tall as you can and try and maintain a pretty good posture. So next, if you get yourself in an all-fours position, you're going to do your spine segmentation. Now I'm just going to do 4 runs here, so if you want to do any more, then just pause the video. But for now, you're going to start up in flexion, you're going to go bottom up, and you're going to try and individually separate your vertebrae piece by piece and almost walk up your spinal column until you're at the base of your neck. By the time you get to the base of your neck, you should be in full extension, and then you're just going to reverse the process. So now you go back down to the bottom and you're going to work up into flexion, trying to move each individual vertebrae as you go. So take your time, try and get the movement going through every single part of your spine without chunking bits up and big global movements. Okay, so just 4 total runs, but if you want to do some more, then just pause the video and carry on. So staying in that all-fours position, you're now going to work into a 3D rotation of your hip, but we're going to focus on the internal and external rotation. So if you bring your knee to the outside of your body, you're then going to use your shin to rotate up towards the ceiling and then down towards the ground, and try and feel like the head of your femur inside your hip is as getting much rotation as you can. So just keep the femur pointing out to the side and then try and get that relative amount of rotation. So to get the full rotation, you're not going to be able to keep your knee in the same position as you can see in the video. So it will relatively move up and down, but just go through about 6 to 8 rotations on one side and then change over to the other. So it's really important that you maintain a good strong torso position so you're not using your body to kind of cheat through the movement. So knee out to the side, shin up to the ceiling, shin down to the ground, and try and maintain a strong torso position throughout. So anywhere between 6 to 8 or even more if you need to reps, and then you can relax from there. So next you're going to set yourself up in a half kneeling split position. I'm going to put my left knee down on the ground first and my right leg out to the side. I'm going to make sure my knee's slightly bent and my foot is flat on the ground. From here I'm going to start with my left hand diagonally reaching across my body, and I'm going to do about 6 to 8 reps, creating relative external rotation inside that hip. So I'm going to try and reach underneath that leg until my shoulder is reasonably close to the ground. Once I've done 6 to 8 reps, I'll then change over to the other hand, reach in the opposite direction, trying to cross the midline of my body, and again doing anywhere around 6 to 8 reps and creating some rotation in that hip. Once you've done your 6 to 8 reps, then just change over and do exactly the same on the other side. Okay, so still working in that half kneeling split position, you're going to put your leg out with the knee slightly more extended, and you're going to rock back and forward just to open up your hips. I'm going to put some instructions up on the screen because it's going to be an active PNF where you're going to do a 10-second contraction pushing that outside foot down into the ground, and then 10 seconds lifting it or attempting to lift it up in the air. So keep your eyes on the screen and just look for the countdowns for when you need to push your foot down into the ground and when you need to attempt to lift it up. Okay, so slowly relax out of that position and then just set yourself up on the other side. So next you're going to do a 3D active hamstring stretch. So from here, get yourself set up in a half kneeling position. You're going to go into the inside line of your body and you're going to do 3 extensions and then just move yourself across towards that lead leg. So 3 extensions going back and forward, slightly move across towards the midline of your body and just try and extend that knee back towards your hip. And you're going to go all the way around until you're on the outside of that leg to really stress the lateral part of your hamstring. That will be the toughest part because you're in full flexion and you've got internal rotation going on at the hip, so it'll be pretty tough. So once you've done your 3 reps on that outside position, you're then going to set yourself up by lifting your toe up and then rotating the foot from left to right in that end range position for 10 reps. Once you've done your 10 reps, you're going to put your foot back onto the ground, and then from here you're going to sway your hips from left to right for 10 reps. So now your hips are going to be the lead driver of the movement, and then just going to go from left to right until you've done 10 repetitions. Once you've done your 10 reps, slowly get out of position, set yourself up on the other side and do exactly the same again. So leg out in front of you, foot flat on the ground. You're going to start on the inside line of your body and you're going to do 3 extensions and then just slowly work yourself across until you're outside that lead leg, extending through at the knee in a fully flexed position. Next, lift the foot up off the ground, keeping the heel in contact, and you're going to rotate the leg from left to right for 10 reps. So you can use your shin or even your kneecap as a reference point and try and rotate from left to right until you've done 10 reps. Then last one in this position, putting your foot back onto the ground, you're now going to drive your hips from left to right in that fully flexed position for 10 reps. Okay, once you're done, just get yourself up onto your feet and set yourself up with a pretty wide base. From here, you're going to fold your arms and then drop yourself right underneath your hips and start to push back and forward for 5 reps. So starting off going in a straight line for 5 reps, you'll then slightly go towards one side for another 5. And then once you've done that, you'll go to the opposite side for another 5 repetitions. So stand yourself up in between, just to have a bit of a breather, and then fold yourself back over, and then this time you're going to go side to side, almost aiming the opposite elbow to the opposite leg. So staying in that fully flexed position, you're going to do 10 reps going from side to side. Once you're done, again, stand yourself up, have a bit of a breather, and then last one, you're going to fold yourself over and you're going to attempt to rotate your torso from left to right. So you might have to sway a little bit just to kind of escape the block in your hips, but attempt to keep yourself in that fully flexed position, head down, and then rotate your torso for 10 repetitions. Once you've done your 10 reps, your session is done.